the K-Pro Cow Powwow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow. Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow.
All right, everybody. It's not Monday, it's Thursday, but we still wanted to do the Forrest Fenn Treasure Found because there's news. The 6 questions came out, and there's other updates K-Pro wanted to give. So here we are. What's up, K-Pro?
Hey, Merry almost Christmassy. We're Christmassy because the family's together. We're gonna have the boys, and they're here now and running around in chaos and fun. And tomorrow is the last day of school for the 2nd grader, 4th grader, 6th grader, 8th grader. You know how much chaos there is in homeschooling for kids. It's awesome. It's terrible. There's tears. There's happiness. Tomorrow's the last day, and then we're all about Santa's coming. Okay, he's going to be posting everywhere like he normally does. I'm super excited. We are a household that believes in Santa. And so we had that long talk during dinner. Was it tonight or last night? Of do you believe? Do you not believe? If you want presents, you better believe. So everybody's having a good time with that. So happy holidays to everybody. I did want to do a special shout out. I don't know if he's in here yet. I don't see him, but Copper Dan just lost his grandfather, 93 years old. And I just wanted to say, I'm really sorry. And I love you, Dan. And I'm sure he's looking down, and 2020 has been a hard year, and I'm sorry for your loss, but sounds like he was a pretty amazing person. So I just wanted to take a moment and tell you that, Dan, when you get in here. I will ask you to rewind. You guys remind me. So, okay, whose idea for the hats? Missouri Dave, they've been around. Those of you not on Facebook, there are elf costumes. Everyone has one, including me, including Mike, the whole family,
Maybe
even
we'll
the
do one with
dog.
the elf costume next week.
Yes, maybe we should. And because even the dogs have elf costumes, we will be definitely having those Christmas mornings.
Copper Dan is here. He is in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Copper Dan. And I'm sorry, and this time of year, it's really hard. I did not bring it up because there's some people that are really not nice on my mom's anniversary of her death. That was this last week. Actually, this week. Well, no, it would have been last week. So that was a hard day or two for me. So I get your loss. It's 9 years ago for me. And, you know, this is the time of year that you just are so appreciative for family. And anyway, so yeah, so we're a little elf family. You'll see all the land. Mike is really good. He's actually wearing his costume a couple of times, and everybody does. And I know Mama Cowlazar. That's my one disappointment already on Christmas. She couldn't make Christmas. She always sends presents and good cheer, but it would have been a perfect Christmas if she was here. But she'll be at the wedding.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Since we are doing updates, we do have an update on the World Series of Fenn, and that is in the description down below. There is a link for discounted rooms at Bally's, and the awesome thing is they've discounted it even more because they had a price drop that we noticed. So we reached out and said, "Hey, it's actually cheaper than what you gave us." So for any of you that have booked a room already through that link that's down below at Bally's, your rate just got reduced and everybody is at this new rate. So check it out. It's only good at Bally's. It's only good for, I believe, the 3-day weekend. Actually, I never checked for Thursday through Sunday. I never checked to see if you could do longer dates than that. But check it out. If you want to be here, World Series of Fenn Poker Tournament is going to be held January 30th. That's Saturday, January 30th. And there's a certain elf couple that's getting married on Friday the 29th. We're not exactly sure how it's going to look because of COVID and the restrictions. Things in Vegas are kind of locked down the way they are until January 15. So after the 15th,
but wait,
we'll know.
We don't need to say anymore because I'm going to do, that was on my list. We're going to do a very short update. I've been emailing a lot with a lot of people coming into town wanting to know. So if this weekend I'm going to go live, if you don't care about that, don't watch. But a lot of people have. I'll go live and take questions, but I have kind of some pre-prepared things happening. We're going to change venues if we need to. There's a lot of options. We're getting married. We're getting
Oh yeah, the wedding's
married.
still on and the poker tournament's still on. So just get out here the weekend of the 29th, 30th in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's going to be a fun weekend. There will be a lot of Forrest Fenn talk, I can tell you that. So I want to remind everybody to thumbs up the video for Forrest Fenn Treasure Found updates. Super Chat's on if you want to say thanks or you have a question that you just have to have read and answered. And make sure you hit subscribe, because that's how you know when we go live. K-Pro just said she's going live over the weekend. So if you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell and hit all, you get an email whenever we go live. And who knows what's going on next week? We got the holidays. We might go live. We might not. We might go live more than normal. You never know. So yeah, there it is. Thanks everybody. We did hit 4,000 subscribers. So thanks everybody that hit the subscribe button. Take it away, K-Pro. What are we doing updates?
Jerry Stone said, are they guaranteeing a poker tournament? Yes. If they are open, they have guaranteed that we will have poker, the poker tournament. If the venue is open, they are limiting numbers of people in, but we can actually move to outside and get some additional people in.
When she says venue, she's talking about wedding, not poker.
Yeah. So poker is, if poker is open, and it was closed for a while this year, if they close everything down, if the world closes down again, you won't be able to play poker, period, in Vegas. That's the only, I don't think it will, but don't say that. But in general, basically we're just going to have to pivot. We're going to have to be flexible. We're going to have to figure out different options. So that's both for the wedding and for poker. If they limit us back down from 8-handed down to 5-handed, we'll deal with it. So, and just like if they move our venue to a different spot, happens. So, and again, the poker tournament's going to happen if it's legal to have happen, and it is always legal to get married.
Just so everybody knows, poker is rocking right now. The poker room at Bally's, they play 8-handed. There are plexiglass dividers between every player. You're required to wear a mask. And every time a player gets up, before a new player sits down, they sanitize everything. Every time there's that comes in, they sanitize everything. The dealers are required to wear masks. So the tournament is a go as of right now. When anything changes, we'll let you know. But the biggest update was more of a discount on the room. So check that link down below if you're looking for somewhere to stay, and check it out.
Yeah, and everybody everywhere is doing, like, you can do last minute cancellations. I would grab it now because I've never seen the room rate so good. We basically we're getting some rooms for family. We got the nice surprise of over $1,000 discount over from last week to this week. So pretty amazing. But let's get on to Forrest Fenn content. Maybe some never heard before. Maybe some where he's going to hit that little button that goes dun 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 dun. You don't know. You don't know what'll happen here. We're wild and crazy people with Santa hats on. Okay, so let's see. Where do we want to start? The 6 questions are out. You can bring those up. Wonk, wonk, wonk. As we are, I need my own soundboard.
Why bring them up? There's nothing new in it. Why bring them up? In my opinion, sorry, forgot to say in my opinion.
Yeah, they were long, very, very long questions. And I think the answers were in Fenn speak. I think the questions were so long and complicated and vague that, but I do have to say, I think that's all. Jenny's have been that way every year for Forrest, etc. So it created the opportunity. The only one I will say I would like to talk about is there was no keyword. Forrest didn't even remember talking about a keyword.
It's crazy. He forgot. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, and there it is. All I can say is there's not going to be no new info out of Jack. Yes, he has answered some emails, which actually is pretty cool. But you're not going to get any info out of them, any new info as far as the poem or the solution or the location, I should say. And that's the way it is. And that's the worst ending to a treasure hunt ever. But that's what we're left with, everybody. And that's what it is. So just move on to another ride in the treasure hunting amusement park. That's my advice. What do you think, K-Pro?
Yeah, I will say there was some debate because there is a person by the name of Bach, I believe, up on Thor, and he had some areas that were redacted, but he posted on that thread. If you want to see a lot of the emails that Jack has answered, he took a screen capture, but he blacked out certain spots of it. And it said, are you selling the treasure chest along with the solve, the whole kit and caboodle, is how I think he said. And Jack's answer was yes. And it caused a shockwave because everyone's like, fantastic, it's going to be out then. I had some differing information from Jack, so I emailed him and said, hey, Jack, did something change? Are you now including the solve? And he said, no, why would you think that? And I gave him a copy of it. And now it was really nice of him because he actually went and sifted back through his emails. And he said, I want you to know that that email is legitimate, but I thought I was answering a different part. It's almost like Jenny's questions where she asked like 19 questions all within one question. He had asked, I guess, more than one thing, and that was in the redacted part. So not only that we're sending the idea that when you look at this email, there was a lot of excitement of he was going to sell the solution. I thought maybe it would be under an NDA or whatever. No, he's not selling the solution. He's looking, and I have had some correspondence with him. He is looking to see if he can get the treasure to the area, location, person. I think it's a museum that Forrest wanted. That is what he is trying to do right now. If that doesn't happen, the lawsuits, I believe, need to settle. He is going to be selling the treasure chest alone, like just the treasure. There it is. Now,
and the contents. Let's be clear.
And the contents. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just let them, so people say only the treasure chest,
Well, and he answered one question that I think is really interesting. And I think it was Amy that asked it. I don't remember who asked it. Maybe Amy. It was, did you, can you tell us what the instructions were on the note that you found in the chest? And he said, I don't want to disclose any of the legal documentation. So that tells me that treasure chest had some legal instruction, which Forrest always kind of alluded to, S corp, this and that. And he said explicit permission. So he's used some legal terms. Yeah, Annie, I'll go over that in a second too. Let me note that about the FOIA.
Yeah, I don't even know what that what that's referring to. So yeah, you have to let me know.
I love you. I love you. Some people asked, have you done your homework for tonight? Guys, I figured out, let's not give him homework because then he just doesn't do it. And then we all get mad, or this part of we does. So let's just not give him homework. He's just adorable when he just shows up and wings it. That's what he does.
So I will say this real quick. If you didn't get a chance to watch our last video we did last Monday, the Monday of this week, I just put the link to it in the chat. K-Pro did a pretty awesome PowerPoint where she laid out her case on why she believes the location cannot be found and why it was inside Yellowstone. And I think it makes a lot of sense. And I believe that, yeah, Jack is just never going to confirm the location or the solution. And that's what we got to live with. And that's the way it is. And that's the way I grew up. And that's the way I'm going to be. So that's all we do. Yeah, but there are lawsuits. We can see how they play out. Hopefully at some point the treasure chest will be sold and we can see how that plays out. But yeah, the solution won't be in it. Unless there is somebody else out there that knows, two can keep a secret. This person has a family. He has friends. It's possible it could leak. Possible. I think doubtful, but possible. I know this is cutting out a little bit. I've got some new ones on the way from Mr. Bezos. So if everybody can bear with us tonight, I should have a new one of these tomorrow. So yeah, that's just the way it is. And we got to live with it.
Yeah, well, and Nick says it's because it was a lost and found situation. That's exactly what I laid out. In my opinion, it was lost. That's how you returned it. That's why there's no legal issues. But there was some complications. And of course, source, I want to throw out to you. You still say that you know him. This was everything you knew beforehand. You just need to provide something to Mike that actually shows that. That's all you have to do.
Give it up. Blow it up. Yeah, since it's not coming out this way, if you want real closure, Mr. Source, give us something to give us some closure.
Yeah, we'll see. Whatever. Okay, so somebody asked about
still loves you. That's right. And we will get back to the Beacon Star for sure.
Yeah, so let's talk about the FOIA. So that was the FOIA that was referenced in that presentation. So I believe, so there was a FOIA done, and shout out to Candy Indy, Chasing Indy's channel. She found it, I want to say right after the fine, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. How do we know we're actually emailing Jack? I'll go over that in a second. So this person did a FOIA with all the communication between Yellowstone officials, all memos, memorandums, communications, etc., between Forrest and Yellowstone Park. It outlines, I think, in about 40 to 50 pages, all of the different correspondence, including we arrested another, or we had this happen, or this damage was happening. They redacted some of it due to they cited just it was more personal than anything else. I think that's where you get into. He was notified. We're coming after you with all of this, in my opinion. But who was the person? I don't know the person. I know her name was on the FOIA. She put it up in a public link. Indy found it. Indy did a show on it. That was part of the reason that that was the case. That I knew that it was out there about 6 months ago. That lended more to the argument. Look at how many times Yellowstone communicated with Forrest about all this. So that's about that FOIA. I think some additional digging can happen if others wanted to file a FOIA. I've decided not to go down that at this time. I might later, depending on whatever happens. A Whisper says, how do we know we're actually emailing Jack? If you believe Forrest that that was, or the family that was the finder, and Jack wrote the article that then wrote an email that then, or wrote a press release that then gave us the email. If you believe any of that, you would believe that that's Jack's email. I have had I will say I've had correspondence enough with Jack to believe that he is the person that Forrest met with. We now know on the 7th, Smell the Sunshine did a great video. It was actually on that Sunday. He slept in on Saturday, casually went and picked it up, headed down, got a hotel that night, only made it halfway wherever he decided to stay, and then arrived in Santa Fe on Sunday. So we now know Sunday, and we know somebody did an analysis of Jack's watch at that table. We know it was 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m. on Sunday, he met with Forrest and showed him the treasure chest. So, okay. Who is Jack? Okay, guys, really. Okay, anything on any of that before I dive into? I have 4 or 5 things I want to update everybody on. When it comes to Forrest Fenn, I think it's important on the forest hunt. It's not over for some of us. I am not going to go out and actively boots on the ground. I know some people that are, and we're going to be watching this, in my opinion. So anything on any of that, Mike, before I dive into different updates?
No, I guess not. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We just have to live with it. It's a sour taste, but we have to live with it. And that's the way it goes. And
over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is.
No, it's over because we can't decide up, because, it's like people in chat are saying, if you want the real solve, let me know. You got to have proof. Only Jack has the proof because he has a treasure chest and he ain't talking. So that's the way it is.
Well, and I'll give you a couple updates on that. There are a lot of people, and 2 of you know who you are today, absolutely saying, I want to come on your show. I have the real story.
The real one.
The real one. And it's usually I had the real solve and whatever happened. They didn't go as far as suing, but same sort of premise. One of them got a little upset because I said, you have 2 options. I need more because this isn't convincing. They give me long, drawn out solves. I'm not saying that I don't respect you as a searcher. I'm saying that I get so many of these. You have to hit a certain threshold for me, for us to bring you on the show. The other thing I do, my favorite thing to do is, great, go convince Mike. If you can't convince me, you can go and talk to Mike about it. There's a lot of people that went on our show. There's a lot of people that have great stories. I know we had somebody upset last week because they want it on our show instantaneously, and it's just not. We kind of prepare and we kind of have our thing. I will say that there has been some shenanigans. Thank you, the people that do know. I'm not going to be going on any other shows moving forward because there's been some issues and problems, and we are advancing in our documentary, and we are going to need to be a little bit tighter with what gets reproduced and what happens. And I know a lot of you are into the shenanigans and kind of like to watch the train wreck as it happens, and I'm going to need to be a little bit tighter with the things that I have out there as we move into kind of final negotiations of the series that we're working on. The documentary is turning, it looks like, into a series rather than, there's been more interest than because of all of this. So that's not a bad thing. And some of the documentarians that maybe aren't as pure of heart and maybe wanting just some of the shenanigans, I think they're causing some issues. So I need to really side on the side of kind of safe and just, that's just because I want to. That's all I have to say. Cause I wanna. So it's me, it's Mike and I. That's kind of our thing. And that's how we're gonna move forward. So it's kind of cool. Why did I take down the lingerie Forrest Fenn? Okay.
What does that mean?
Okay, so I said to you, Mike, last night, oh my God, I'm taking down pictures of Forrest in lingerie. Broccoli, because it's a poor taste. The man has died. Somebody took a picture of a man in lingerie with Forrest belt buckle and obviously photoshopped Forrest's face on top of it. I'm going to let some things go. You guys saw when I took it down, I did post back up. It made me catch the giggles. And so I didn't do it in a harsh way. I didn't ban anybody, but if I don't let people post pictures of people suing Forrest, I'm not going to allow. Think about if you were Forrest's family. It went a little bit over the line. I actually wouldn't have seen it, but so many people flagged it.
Okay, bro, whose line is it?
Whose line?
Yeah, you said it went over the line. Whose line?
My line, because I own Thor. Hi, my name's Kpro.
Go ahead. And look at my shirt. You're muted.
I just got Mike that shirt. We are not the treasure hunt police. We're having
early
some fun with
Christmas present, everybody.
Yeah, Loki wants to know, is it Netflix? Can you say it? I cannot. We have one kind of not so in the business of documentary making, there is some real scoundrels, I'll just say. And there's some people really trying to find out exactly who we're working and negotiating with they've contacted my work. They're trying to look at the releases that we have and all of that. So there's some shenanigans going on. So I'm going to have to even be tighter lipped. Oh, Chris Merchant, that I won't allow Forrest Fenn's bodied or head to be presupposed onto women's lingerie. If that's censorship, go on the train wreck channel. I mean, it's silly. But I do let a lot go there. I don't let cursing. I don't let threats. And yeah, I did delete that one just because it was really, okay. Yeah, you guys all don't like censorship, and that's okay. Guess what you get to choose to do? Don't go on that channel. Don't go to that Thor. Go somewhere else. Other people don't do that. They censor more. Well, anyway, so Mike on the
So for everybody who sticks around to the end of the show tonight, we do have a little breaking news. That is, for the first time ever that I know of, we will talk about a brand new ride in the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park. So wait, stick around to the very end of the show, and I'll show you guys what the new ride is. Kpro doesn't even know.
Okay, I don't even know, but I hate to say, no matter how many new rides, the ride I loved, I'm still looking at and saying, I need a ride. I don't know.
Oh, there's still people that haven't got off. The thing is sat there for months, but the people still haven't gotten off. That's okay. That's why we're doing a show right now, because some people just won't get off, but it's over, everybody. Silver Fox says, whatever happened to Jens's documentary, Kpro?
I have no comment.
No comment, everybody. In other words, we don't know. Okay. Waddle Man says, K-Pro, check your email regarding new info. New info coming your way.
Okay, I will check that right after we go through. This is in there.
Mr. Clue's got the breaking news. At the end of the show, Mr. Clue will give us some breaking news on the Mr. Clue ride. I'm assuming in the treasure hunting amusement park. Okay.
Okay.
Nice 3D bronze.
Okay. So here is a couple of updates. Okay, let's talk about, have you guys seen the latest update today on the lawsuit? Oh, it's rough. Okay, so usually we talk about the Chicago case. We're going to talk today about the Arizona case.
This is the Erskine case?
Erskine case. So it seems, and I'm just going to, it's up on Thor if you want to go look at it. It's kind of sad how odd of a turn this is taking. So it sounds like Erskine had to reserve Zoe as the official executor of Forrest's estate rather than, because Forrest had passed. So you get what's called a process server, or a server of, which basically you hire a guy and that guy goes out, and sometimes it can be a little hairy like this one that involves guns. And he has some risk and you basically have to get it in their hand. Are you Zoe? And then you hand it to him. It seems, oh, okay. Waddleman 699 says this is what I was talking about. So it seems that this process server, the server, was hired by Erskine to go and deliver the court documents. It seemed he went at night. I don't know if this was last night or the night before last. He went up to the gate, and you've been to Forrest's house, so you know there is a gate up there. He hit the button or receiver or whatever. A gentleman came out. He said it was at night, so he couldn't see who it was, but someone he thinks between 40 and 50. He said, I'm here to serve Zoe, or is this for Zoe Old? Resides. I have paperwork for her. The gentleman told him to leave. I don't know if he restated what he said. The person that's in the Forrest Fenn property pulled a gun, told him he had 10 seconds or he was going to shoot him and kill him. So that person then, of course, got in his car and left quickly, called the police. There is a police report. And there's a lot of correspondence in there. I don't know how things are served in New Mexico since Zoe's has an attorney. I thought it was Carl. So why didn't it just go to Carl? I know when I've had to serve, as long as you have a attorney of record, I don't understand why the attorney just wasn't served, and you can do it via mail or courier. You don't need a process server. You only need a process server if that person does not have a representative, and Zoe's not representing herself. So I don't quite understand that piece, but that'll probably come out in time. So he also, Erskine, filed an ethics complaint with Carl, or against Carl, saying that this is all shenanigans, this is all purposeful, this violates the ethics code of the bar, trying to get some sort of sanctions against Carl, and then wrote a letter to the judge saying, this is shenanigans, this was intentional. It looks like there's correspondence with his office saying that there was either a miscommunication, not sure what happened, or, you don't want process servers being put in harm's way. So the police report gave him 10 seconds to leave. Right. I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't say it right. It says that's not accurate. The police report says he gave him 10 seconds to leave. Oh, before he pulled the gun. Okay. Yeah. So I just know there's a gun. Yes, there was a 10-second reference. Nobody was hurt, which is good. But it seems like this is getting more and more contentious, which is unfortunate because of the situation that we have. So it looks like both cases are taking kind of odd turns. Maybe this is just what happens. But anyway, that is the update there. So we will see now. I believe the sheriff is now going to directly serve and has volunteered to directly serve, but then also in the correspondence, they said we found an attorney to serve as well. So it looks like it's just a crazy town. It's just a mess. Police department is like, okay, whose turn is it to go over to Crazy Fenn's house? though I don't understand legally all that's happened, if a man showed up at night and just came and said, I mean, think about the crazy searchers. I'm process serving something. I don't know if why are you coming at night? And I don't know what I don't know here. And it was Forrest's house. I know Zoe has a different house, so um I don't know. I don't know what to think of it other than it's gotten a little strange. What say you about these lawsuits?
Well, I will say this. I know some people are going to be like, "Oh, you guys keep talking about the lawsuits, so that promotes them. That's going to keep them going." No, all we're doing is telling you, giving you updates. It's related to the thrill of the chase. If there's a lawsuit against a ride in the treasure hunting amusement park, we're going to talk about it just to give you guys updates. We're not agreeing with the lawsuit. We'll give our opinions on the lawsuit because that's what our entire YouTube channel is opinions. But we're not promoting them in any way. We're just giving you guys the updates. That's all. We're just giving you, as we know it, what the updates are. So
Yeah, and the cool part is there's so many other things to talk about. And again, I say this a lot. We've had now like 11 years of this chase. This is one small snippet. The two lawsuits, they had a huge effect because they did out someone that didn't want to be outed. And now we have some unsafe situations happening. But that's really all they are. I think we have a lot more to talk about. So let's get into that. Let's get into the man that we know as Jack the Finder. Jack has been answering, I think, around the clock, my emails from everyone and anyone. I know he's some people that don't like him. He's answered, and he has a lot of various emails he's put out. So there's a couple things that I want to hit. First was yesterday, a couple of people have reported that Jack's email now bounces back and says, I no longer am accepting messages. It seems that is a Google issue. Google had issues all over the nation. His email worked, at least for me today. And I think if you got one of those bounce backs, I think it was Google. I don't think necessarily it's Jack shutting things down, because I got an email today. So anyway, here is the other thing. Somebody said recently, I don't apologize enough. I act like I know everything. So I'm going to start with an apology. So I am sorry. I've not been able to keep up. I didn't realize how many emails Jack was going to be answering. So when I volunteered to put them all up on Thor, I had no idea what I was signing up for. So I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be doing that, because I had a searcher reach out and say, let's just set up a Google form. Date, question, answer. There might be some shenanigans that people will, post stuff that are silly or not, but we kind of have to go by trust anyway. We'll be able to share it, get it up on Thor, put a link, do whatever. I think that's fantastic. And so I'm waiting for that person. I responded to you. I said, yes, let's do that. That's a much better way of doing it, because I'm just inundated at this point. I have holidays coming up and other things, but just in general, I had no idea this many questions were going to come in. We already talked about no solve. So do we want to get into some of those questions, or what do you want to do now? Because we know he has answered a lot of stuff, a lot of.
Well, I think at first everybody thought it's great. He's going to answer questions. And now I think maybe we realize, it's kind of answering a lot of questions, but not giving much information, which is what most of the questions are about. When I emailed Jack, the one time I've emailed him, I said, only thing I want to know is the word that's key. And I reminded him of the interview we did. And at the end, I got Forrest to admit there's a word that will help you more than others, and it's in the poem. And Jack was like, yes, I'll answer that in the 6 questions. Well, he answered it, but he didn't tell us what the word was. So, whatever you want to go over, but just, if there's anything new, I guess. The blaze being damaged is interesting. That one is interesting, I think, in my opinion.
And that was, I don't remember if it was on questions or answers or where. I thought it was really interesting because Forrest said, if you successfully crack the 9 clues, you're going to go right to it. And he said he had to think back on how the blaze would have been if it wasn't damaged, because it didn't basically point to the final spot. And so it did some things that.
What do you mean it didn't point to the final spot?
Because he said he had to think back to how the blaze would have been before it was damaged. And so he had to go through the area very methodologically rather than doing what the blaze would have done successfully. So because it was damaged.
But
so
in my opinion on that, and that he says it looks like it was damaged by nature, is it wasn't etching in a rock. I mean, obviously, etching some kind of carving in a rock is permanent. It's not going to be damaged by weather, right? Not just after 10 years. So that's interesting. To me, it means a rock face is not involved. But again, I could be wrong. It's just speculation. But guess what, folks? We ain't finding out what it was.
Yeah, but think about it this way. If it was damaged, Forrest had to understand if it was a tree, and there's billions of them. I'm thinking it's a rock or a tree. If it's a rock, maybe there was, and what has been damaged significantly in that area, I mean, forest fires, this and that. I don't know. I don't know, but here's the hard part. I think some people are going to make this their mission for the next several years, however long. I'm not going to be one of those. You're right. I think the 6 questions were so, I'll be a little controversial. This isn't a knock on anybody. They were so underwhelming. I think that's the moment that I realized, I think that was this morning, right? Or yesterday, whenever it was. We're not going to get much more. We might try to trick them and get them to slip up like Forrest did in a couple, but it took him 2 weeks basically to find the general location. And then he cracked it after, because of a broken blaze, it took him 2 more years. And he said things like, it's in a nook, it was in the dirt, you could still see the top of it, but over time it would have sunk, and that's why he couldn't answer if it was buried or not. Some of these emails are very informational on how did he figure it out at a very high level. I don't think they're giving enough information to give us to actually be successful in cracking it. Okay, but K-Pro said he pulled it. Who pulled what? Who pulled
the
what?
treasure chest, I'm assuming. I don't know.
I didn't say Forrest pulled the treasure. Oh, everything's already retracted.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have something for me to comment on, I will be happy to comment on. But Jack pulled the treasure out of the nook, but I don't think Forrest pulled. I thought there were a lot in the 6 questions. Okay, that's interesting. So Copper Dan thinks that there were some helpful things. I thought the last question, no offense, like I feel like if Jack wanted to come out, that he would have come out and talked about himself. I don't know Jack's family situation. I don't know if he's married, kids, any of that. And I don't want to know any of that. I know about obviously the controversy. Yeah, gosh, that was a boy, by the way, guys. That was one of the boys.
Cornholio, #cornholio. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's the piece that I don't know. The last question, I just thought, oh, we had 6 of them. But anyway. So yeah, we could go over questions. I know that there are other channels still trying to crack this. Some are going over the various questions. If you are still trying to crack it, I think it will be informational. But I kind of have a theory, and it's not a great one, but I'm going to say it. I think in the cases that the solve would be revealed poignantly, that he is not going to answer, or he's going to flat out lie if he needs to keep, like GPS. Some people have said he just flat out lied about GPS. I can see that. I can see if it was GPS and my theory about Yellowstone is true, he would need to say that to protect it and not cost him millions of dollars, in my opinion. So I don't know if everything we're getting is exactly accurate. He seems very accurate, but there's also some contradictory things that he has said. Like Forrest said, somebody was within 200 feet, and he said nobody was close. He didn't think anybody was close. There's several things, like he says there's no word that's key. Forrest said he did think that there was a word that's key. Who do you believe at this point? And that's the hard part. As we get more contradictions, there's going to be more conspiracy theories. He said it was in the forest, almost seemed like a specific forest he identified. Yeah, or a specific area in that forest. Yes, I agree. So I don't know. I don't know is the only thing that I know. Okay. So Full Press says, oh my God, what a waste of time. He clearly doesn't have a clue about the poem, yet he has the chest. How did that happen? I don't think we can know. He doesn't know. I don't think he's revealed how he really, I mean, he's on some philosophical things. He obviously is a pretty smart guy. But I don't know. I don't know. Woolly, whatever that is. I think I know of many people that would actually, and I've gotten a lot of questions on what is the process going to look like for selling the chest, because I know of several interested. I don't know that because I think he's still negotiating and waiting for the lawsuits to settle. Perhaps the location being secret makes the solve worth more than the treasure. Yes, but Annie, he says he's not selling the solve. And I think there's a reason why. Look at our last show if you want to know my theory. But I think it's because it was found in Yellowstone, and Yellowstone will come after both the finder, try to get the chest and restitution against the estate. That's my opinion, and it is just a theory. But it's based on, I think, a little bit more than just conjecture. I think it's based on some information.
Tony Rusi, Forrest's answer was, there is one word that will help you more. And then he said, but you have to have all of them, whatever that means. Did he mean clues? Did he mean words? Did he mean GPS numbers? But his answer was, there is one word that will help you more than others. I said, in the poem. And finally, he said yes in the poem. But it doesn't matter anymore because we're never going to know what that word is. So go ahead.
But it does matter for me to know that there are now contradictions forming between what Jack says and Forrest said. Up until this point, it's been more cryptic. He also said, Jack said in one of the emails that I saw, I don't remember where, like he didn't really understand which one of the words was actually a definition. He didn't know which definition he used. Forrest said all the time that you needed to know definitions of words. It seems like Jack really had to look at the dictionary and figure out different definitions of each word. So that I found that fascinating as well. I wonder if there's anything regarding the solve in the olive jar. Wrong way, Corrigan. I agree. I think, and that's the interesting part. And that's the part that doesn't make logical sense to me. If Jack has said he's not opening the olive jar, he can see little pages and things, but he will not reveal the solve. How does he know the solve's not in there unless he asks Forrest? Maybe that's something we should ask. I think he knows that there's nothing in there related to the final location, which, yeah, it is. I don't know. I think it is a sad way to end this hunt. I do think we got closure enough, though. We didn't get everything, but we have closure enough at this point that there was a finder. They're having to go through litigation. I mean, he's had to move. His life is, hopefully some people will readjust. But does Jack know how he can open the olive jar and just remelt wax over it? It's not like we could tell. That's true, Broccoli. We don't know what it looked like before. So could he? Yeah. Could that ring have not been missing and he just took it out because he wanted one item from the chest? Sure. I mean, all of that's possible. So how do you sift through what is and isn't correct? We don't have enough. So Billy Price says, what if we stumbled onto it? He didn't solve it, but in order for Forrest to legally give him title to the gold, he had to say Jack won't say anything about the clues. Maybe. These are the conspiracy theories that are out there, that all of these are a maybe. I'm trying to take Occam's razor approach, but still kind of question. And it's just blah. How do we know there is a finder? Texas James, because Forrest said so, the family said so, Jack has said so, and we have one attorney that already could be disbarred if he represents something falsely. And I think we're going to have more than one attorney on record because I think Jack's attorney is going to come forward. So is everyone in on this conspiracy? And if they hire Jack, I think they would have probably hired someone with a little bit cleaner of a background. I'm not saying Jack's a bad guy. I'm just saying if you just blatantly just said, I'm going to hire someone, you would hire someone, I think, a little bit different than Jack's background. That's my opinion. K-Pro, if the nook was right below the blaze and Jack knew the blaze was damaged, wouldn't that mean the blaze would have to be a general thing, specifically a tree? Yeah, It needs to be something, doesn't have to be a tree, kind of lean that way. But then Forrest had to have known it was going to get damaged over time. Like, so I know a lot of the people that are building the how do we go and find it, they're trying to go through what was significantly damaged that maybe Forrest didn't think could have been between 2010 and 2020 in Wyoming. So and that's an interesting way to do it. I think as incredible as Jack was in getting this done so quickly, if we believe his storyline or his timeline, he solved it in 2 weeks because the blaze was broken. It took him 2 years to find it. He has said it's going to be virtually impossible to find. I think 2021 is going to be the only year to find the nook that would have that kind of impression. So World Famous Gamer says, I told you all the keyword, right, but you don't have the treasure chest. So it means a little bit something more. I thought I knew the keyword. None of us matters. Where is Douglas Preston in all of this? I know he corresponds with different searchers. I've corresponded on a very limited basis with him. I don't know is the answer. Why hasn't he come out a little bit more? He did go out on his Facebook. He does correspond with searchers, and I know some of them will probably be in the room if they want to speak up a little bit more. I think once it got into Crazy Town, and even there's parts of the interview that are not out yet, where I think that surprised Douglas in a way that really made him kind of take a step back. Just the crazy people. I mean, it made things very harsh on him. And I want to define crazy. Some people are like, you're saying crazy if we're a searcher. No, I was a searcher. But if you think the treasure chest was Mika and you had to go and kidnap her for ransom. If you've gone to Forrest Fenn home and broke in with an axe or not an axe, it doesn't matter. If you've broken any laws, if you do things to the extreme, I think that's crazy. And that's to me, and I'm going to stand by that. I'm not making fun of people. I'm saying that's crazy. I think some people really, really, really got desperate in this hunt. But the average searcher, no. Even the ones that go out a lot, I don't think you're crazy. I would be crazy then, or we're all crazy together. I don't know. Anyway, hi, Sparky. Okay. So up on Thor is a lot of the emails. The emails are everywhere. I think as a community, we need to try to figure out how to get them all together. And one of those is definitely this Google form. So I'm waiting on this searcher. I'll give it a couple more days. And then if somebody else wants to volunteer of help, how we set this up, I think it'd be informational to see. Okay, so any more Forrest Fenn questions, put them up now because we will transition in the next few minutes to non-Forrest Fenn stuff. But he did confirm there was a blaze. It was in dirt. It was in a nook. Those are the big things that I took from a lot of this. Erosion, flood, freezing water, breaking up rocks, mudslides, landslides in an active area. Yeah. All of that. I mean, and Forrest referenced that it's going to get harder and harder as there's more forest fires and floods and those sorts of things. I don't know. Yeah. Wrong Way says, I love the idea of information all in one place, and know that we have some shenanigans. So not every email needs to be taken as gospel. There might be some challenges with some of the data. But like when the one came out from Bach, and I don't think he did it intentionally, he came out and said the solve's going to be with the treasure chest. I was able to email Jack so we can answer those questions. Waterman 699, the 6 questions are up on Jenny Kyle's site. I am not able to maneuver her site very well, so Forrest. Mike can put up a link in case. I always just wait for somebody on Facebook or wherever. I have to click 20 times. I know that helps. Anyway, I don't maneuver her site very well. It's challenging. Okay. So what do you got, Mike? What is this breaking news?
Hang on. I'll put there's the link. If anybody hasn't, oops, that's not the link. Didn't copy. Hang on. What the heck? Give me a second. Yeah, I'll show you guys. It's a new treasure hunt, everybody. And then Mr. Clue says he's going to come through and let us know what the prize is going to be with his treasure hunt. So there's a link to Mysterious Writings. And there is a new ride that's going to open up, I believe, next year. If you guys go to rubyhunt.us, looks like somebody emailed this to me today, the creator, I believe. 3 rubies are going to be hidden somewhere in the U.S., and I think it's $100 per ruby. So not huge, but still, if you guys like the ruby game pieces or small red diamond cut crystal jewels, each was hidden one of 3 different locations. Clues will be published on the 15th of each month from January to December 2021. So this will take all of next year. And yeah, just another fun treasure hunt. But go to rubyhunt.us to see. You do have to pay for it. So figure out. You have to figure out what the price is. It says 50% off registration through 12/31. And legal disclaimer: me and K-Pro are not involved in any way, but we just you guys the info. There it is.
Nor are we the treasure hunting police. So, and some people thought we were promoting the Blackbeard hunt. There was one show that we became familiar with it and brought it up. We didn't do interviews. We didn't do any of the other things that others have said. So we just kind of, everybody needs to enter at their own risk. This is a new one. There was one on Toby's show last night. That seems to only be marketing information, has the exact same name as Johnny's hunt, and he's trying to look into that. We're not going down that path as much. We'll let you know about something, and then when we're a little wary of something, I guess there's, speaking of that, there's, I guess, a pretty big controversy going on that golden ticket. It was found near Forrest's home, but it wasn't legal to be in the spot. Are they going to redo New Mexico? We don't know any of that. Toby participated in it, so maybe Toby can go into that a little bit more, or details. We're not covering that hunt.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it after, but I thought of asking you why. Like, I don't understand what happened, because there was a rock at our park here in Vegas that people hide things in parks. I didn't understand what the issue was. But
I don't know all the detail. It sounds like it was found in either the police were there, like not letting people in. I mean, going around Forrest's house right now is probably not great. I know they put one near my house because they thought it'd be funny I don't even understand the humor. They put something near Forrest home. I think where those benches are, like down the street from his house.
Isn't that a public park?
I don't know. The only thing I know is when the police were there telling people to leave, some people actually left because the law enforcement said to. Someone else didn't and found it in that exact spot when the police were involved. Any treasure hunt that police are involved in telling me to stand, I'm not breaking the law. I'm not going to. So I don't know enough to know. But some people said since it was so it sounds like some searchers found it before, or would have found it, but they were turned away by law enforcement. So they said, are you going to redo the state? I think they want to just get on to the next hunt that can make them additional funds. I don't know. So that, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that is interesting.
Wait, I didn't say Jack was dirty. I said that I did not say Jack was dirty.
He's dirty from all that gold. You know how when you get a bunch of coins, your fingernails get dirty? Okay, anyway.
He's not even able to spend time with it. I don't know. So if he just randomly stopped at a hotel on that Saturday night and like brought it in, like that was his only time with the treasure. Like he only spent a day and it's sitting. Here's the question that I have. Why is it sitting in New Mexico? Why didn't he drive it back or do something? I don't know. These are the questions I have that probably will never get answered. So yeah, underwhelming. I don't know. If the finder extorted blackmailed Fenn, chances are his friends will extort him. Karma's funny that way. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think, I don't know. What are the wedding colors or theme? Is it gambling related? We haven't totally decided on that. The color is going to be like a dark red, purple, dark purple and red. It was forest purple, and then dark red is kind of our thing. But we'll see on the theme part. Treasure hunting, poker were going to be the two. I wanted to get a really cool cake and that looked exactly like Forrest Fenn's treasure, and it's probably more expensive than our entire budget. So we're not doing that. So we don't know yet. So.
And there it is, everybody. Yeah. As far as the wedding, I mean, yeah, we'll see if Mr. Clue wants to send what his prize will be for the end of the show. If not, he'll give it to us in his good time. Don't worry.
Yeah, and the other one is I sent him an email about kind of the one special thing that nobody knows about in the treasure chest, and he's like, oh, and I asked him a question on, I thought there was only gold in there. So I was like, did you get something else when you got to Forest outside of the frog? Did you get something else? Because it seemed to me that was kind of light and then something else. And he said no. And he's like, here's a whole bunch of the other stuff that was in there. And he gave me, it wasn't a full accounting. We are the lamest treasure hunters ever. Greg, thank you for being here and happy holidays to you from the lamest treasure hunter on earth. So I have that. I'm going to share that. I need to find that email. I need to get it up on Thor, just like everybody else should try to get it up on Thor. I did have an issue on Thor. The site actually will tag anybody that they think is spam, and they let me manually update somebody or deny them. I just denied everybody that they had tagged. 2 people reached out to me and said, why did I get my account denied? And yeah, so unfortunately you did get tagged, but just re-register. I'll get you in, and with my apologies. Yeah. So yeah.
A lot of questions for the great U.S. treasure hunt. And all I will say is whether I agree with everybody sending them questions or not, that's up to David if he wants to answer. But yeah, some of those questions, I don't know. But anyway, hey, ask them. Hey, ask away. You can ask whatever you want.
Well, so Looking Glass says, can you ask Jack if Sitting Bull Peace Pipe was in the chest? I have 2 answers to that, and I'm going to let Mike answer. I've had a ton of people ask me if I will ask Jack certain things. Jack has set up how Jack's doing things. He has an email that we can all email, and he seems to be emailing everybody. So I will not, but I've seen Sitting Bull's Peace Pipe, and I would say no. But what say you, Mike? Mike, will you email on Looking Glass's behalf about Sitting Bull's Peace Pipe being in the chest?
Sitting Bull's Peace Pipe can't be in the chest because a lot of people have seen it in his vault after the treasure chest was hidden. Now I guess you ask, did Forrest give Sitting Bull's Peace Pipe to Jack? But why would he? He's got everything in the treasure chest. I think his family will do whatever Forrest wanted with Sitting Bull's Peace Pipe. Definitely was not in the chest.
Right. That's my opinion. CJC says, is Forrest Fenn DB Cooper? Yes or no? In my opinion, no. And the reason that I believe Forrest might have encouraged a couple of women searchers that were really negatively fixated on him. I think it gave him something to do. He encouraged that book to be written. I don't think in any shape or form he is DB Cooper, in my opinion. The little bits and pieces, I looked into it when that all came up. I do believe the emails were real of Forrest saying, well, that's fascinating. Keep on it. I actually asked him, like, why would you encourage them? He's like, it's better than all the hate. He's like, if they want to go down a rabbit hole, hey, let them go down a rabbit hole. And I thought that was a cute answer. So it kept them on the positive for a little bit. Okay.
So Mr. Clue says, and we got a super chat from 3D Bronze. Mr. Clue says the prize for his next treasure hunt, which is going to be based on Let It Ride, the board game, a collectible box set of the United States Post Office, USPS, United States Postal Service Transcontinental Railroad stamp set, value $80. So it's a collectible box set of stamps, is in fact going to be the prize for his next treasure hunt. Awesome, Mr. Clue. I think I might even pick the board game up tomorrow. I got to do some running around, so I may go get it. Ticket to Ride, everybody. It's another popular one and a lot easier, I think, than Catan to play. So
Well, let's say 3D bronze, just a fraction of the treasure, but 100% less in cost. Tell me where.
3D Bronze, that's his treasure hunt. 3D Bronze has got basically an open story on his website. And he says the first one to email him the solution. Actually, it's a password protected video. The first one to get the correct password and watch that video gets the treasure. It's one of the 3D Bronze replicas that he makes, the treasure chest replicas. And it's got, I believe it was 10 half dollars in it, Benjamin Franklin half dollars. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah,
Wait, no, he added a silver 1 ounce coin to it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, actually, let me
Yeah.
look it up.
And did you already read Mr. Clue?
Oh, wait. News. All right. We'll show 3D Bronze in a minute, the website. Mr. Clue also says there's various ounces of silver that are train related. Civil War currency with a train on the bill, value $200, and two, not one, but two $500 Amtrak gift cards that can be used to travel the scenic USA routes. That's awesome. That is awesome as well. You know, it's funny, K-Pros, when I was talking to my mom about my dad, she's like, he can take a train. Doesn't that tie into that? That's pretty funny. So anyway, sorry, inside thing there. Awesome, Mr. Clue. Let us know when that video will be up. So everybody will probably do a watch party, right? And watch it together in Zoom. And then
but is it going to be Cypher? Is it going to be Cypher? Mr. Clue, no, but I want to know. I don't even, okay, if it's going to be some advanced cipher that we need some key and then you got to know the cipher and put it in and nobody, Mr. Clue, can you use more imagination than advanced ciphers? Oh, okay. Now I guess I'm not the worst treasure hunter in the world because now I'm being asked, what was the home of Brown and the Solve you and Justin and Cynthia went to? It was a GPS coordinate and that has been debunked. So I don't know. I don't even talk to that anymore because it's over. Ask the source.
Homa Brown can be DeLacy Creek. Homa Brown could be a bunch of things.
Could be that brown bird that was there. It could be Brown that actually traveled with DeLacy. There was many of those. Our source never got into that. Mr. Clue, keep up the ciphers. Yeah, Bobby D. And we turned things around. Bobby D is like the guy on these Zooms. We put a Zoom together and like within an hour we cracked his puzzle. Now his puzzle was supposed to be easy and fun, and it was. And for those of you that weren't in the Zoom, I am equal opportunity in who I give critique on sharing or responding to people. Indy's going to have a fun hunt, but I don't think originators should correspond with anyone ruling out or giving hints in their treasure hunt. They get to, but then I don't participate. And there was a little discussion there about that. Okay.
Mr. Clue says no advanced ciphers, but in my opinion, way harder. Ooh, harder than Catan. Or maybe it means harder than advanced ciphers. Anyway, that's interesting. Yeah, Mr. Clue on YouTube, everybody. Check it out. Go subscribe so you know when the video drops. This is 3D Bronze's treasure hunt, 3dbronze.com/tellmewhere. Check that out. I just put the link in the chat. Basically, you read the story. You figure out the password right here to watch the video. And the prize is this awesome replica of the treasure chest. He did add, you're right, K-Pro, he added 2013 American Silver Eagle 1 ounce. And there are 10 silver half dollars and also this coin. So now we have 11 coins, which is awesome. So thanks, 3D Bronze. I haven't had the time to really sit down and look, but I think I need to. Chapter 4 has been on everybody's mind lately, including yours, right?
Yeah. Nomadic Madman says, great idea. Let's have the source set up an email address so he can answer questions. Okay, maybe not a great idea. I think that's a great idea. He can get as much feedback as he wants from the community because that's what he wanted, is everyone to have a good settled feeling. They don't have that and they should have an opportunity to give you feedback on that. I don't know. Mike's still okay with
Give you feedback on what? I missed it.
The source and the sources. Yeah, they want him to set up an email so we can correspond with him and tell him.
Oh, with the source, kind of like Jack did. All I can do is ask.
He says he's holding by his story. He knows the correct solve. This was the correct solve, and yeah.
He'd probably get more hate mail than anything, but whatever. Yeah, it's funny. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of rides still in the treasure hunting amusement park, right? Which is awesome. Mr. Clue on YouTube, 3D Bronze, The Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, $8.88 on Amazon. The Beacon Star, $7 on Amazon. There's a lot happening. A lot happening.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions before we sign off? We've been going about an hour. And again, we may or may not. I'm a traveling fool. I'm going to be traveling on Monday, y'all. And no, I won't say where, so don't even ask. But yeah, I'm going to be traveling on Monday. When I get to my hotel, if I am able to get a good enough connection, I will be live with you guys. Or we are going to take Thursday off because Thursday is Christmas Eve. But other than that, here's another idea. The source writes a story on medium.com. That would be kind of fun.
That
No, I
would be
think
pretty fun, actually. I'm going to reach out to this person and say, hey, do it.
whatever.
Well,
I'm over that. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So any other questions, thoughts? Anything for Mike, anything for me, but happy holidays. In case I don't get on Monday, if give your family extra hugs. This has been just the craziest darn year ever. My 2021 is going to get better no matter what, because I'm getting married in January. I'm getting married in January. Let's see. There you go. See?
it's true. She gets half the treasure hunting amusement park. It's true.
Oh, and somebody
Of
said,
course, is in our head. Yeah, go ahead.
"Can I? You're a gold digger because that's why you're marrying Mike. Yes, get me that shirt that says
He
gold
wants
digger.
the
I will
gold.
wear it. I want the gold, and that's the only reason I'm with Mike. I love it. Please send me that shirt. There's in the description box. Mike always puts, and I'll wear it if you send me a gold digger shirt. I will wear that. So there you go.
Travis Bird brings up The Mandalorian. If you guys don't have Disney Plus and haven't seen The Mandalorian, it is awesome. Season 2. I think they get I was about to say Baby Yoda. I think they get Grogu back, but we'll see. It could be a cliffhanger. It could be. And actually, tomorrow it comes out, season finale. So awesome. Mandalorian's really good. Anybody wants to send anything Mandalorian related, there's an address down below, which probably be more for me than K-Pro, but yeah, it's down below. Okay.
Yeah, Broccoli says do opposites attract, K-Pro. In my opinion, they do because Mike is nice. I'm not. Mike is very analytical and smart. I'm not. Um, Mike is loaded and I'm gold digger. Do you see these parallels?
Somebody just asked, do you get half the Chaseopoly inventory? I guess. We probably have to have that all drawn up and signed before we get married.
Actually, where it all started, we have an LLC, you guys.
True,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, you
That's
guys are hilarious.
Chaseopoly's how it started.
And yeah, we had all that. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fun to talk about. And well, I won't go into 2021. I hope to be a really big year for us. So yeah.
Merry Christmas, Dave Bradshaw in Australia. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. We hope you have a great, safe holiday. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes there's people out there that don't have family, for whatever the circumstances are, they're alone for the holidays. You always got the treasure hunting amusement park. You always got this channel that'll go live. And yeah, we always have a chat room where people can talk. So yeah,
Yeah. So
Merry
Greg
Christmas,
asked,
one
where is
and
Cynthia?
all.
Cynthia lives in Las Vegas. We try to meet up at least once a week. We're not even close to it. It's usually every other week. She travels around, family, friends, and she's outdoor all the time. She's around. She stays away from the drama. I think the drama will hopefully subside. She was on Amy's show a couple days ago. She was on our show a week ago. She's definitely around, but you'll have to split the frog so Mike will get a frog. No,
Nice.
no. The frogs are mine. So it's kind of cool because he has his stuff. Like comic books is a great example. I've tried to get into them. I'm not. It's his thing though. Guys are allowed to have their own thing. I have, when I go into all the other chat rooms that you guys see me in, that's not what he does. I'm really into that kind of thing. And then we have stuff that's joint, like when we actually treasure hunt. We're both into coin collecting. We're both into several things like that. So we kind of have his, hers, and then ours. Isn't that cool? And I don't care.
There it
Oh,
is.
and he has video games. And I play
Soundboard's mine.
the soundboard. Oh, the soundboard will be destroyed if I'm not going to comment to that. So, yeah,
Goddamn white boys.
Haven't heard that one in a while.
Donald Cowling.
Ah,
In big
what
trouble.
Christmas puzzle? Oh, Bobby. Bobby did a puzzle, which was solved. So he's saying he'll do another one. Just a fun puzzle. I have a $25 gift certificate. I think it was. I think it's great. Chasing Indy's got a puzzle out there, a new one that she came out with. I think it's great that people come up with these little puzzles. Some have big prizes, some have smaller prizes. Yeah, it was fun, Bobby. I don't know how people got those animals right, but it was fun.
Well, somebody asked, when you get married, are you going to go through a marriage drive-through? No, we actually have a venue. We have I think about 40 to 50 searchers invited, a bunch of family coming into town. But I will say, somebody's like, and I talked to her earlier today, you know who you are, I see you in chat. She's like, what happens if they shut down like your venue? John Bobbitt is an ordained minister in Vegas.
Shout out to John.
Shout out to John. And I will just ask him, can we come over to your house? We need 2 witnesses. We're getting married that day. So John Bobbitt might sign. We already do have a minister for our whole process. And yes, John's invited, but I don't care what happens. We're getting married, but we have backup plans. We have plan B, we have plan C, we have plan D. But I will tell you, we are getting married that day. So right now, if it came down to a drive-through, I'd do it, but that's not the goal right now. So the goal is we have an actual. And you know what? You know why? I know you're out there, Mama Cowlazars. It's for you and I. We are bonding over. We have talked. Mike wanted to kind of be involved on details until I got into what do you want the cake to look like? What do you want what color do you want the corsages? What do you want and he went, oh wow, I just thought that. And him, he was out, and me and Mama Cowlazar.
I'm not the wedding.
No, seriously, if you think he's so handsome. No, seriously, if you think he's so handsome, go marry him.
Yes, I will.
There it is.
I do. I will love, honor, and obey.
Microphone replaced ASAP. We're not going live again until I get this audio thing fixed, but it should be fixed tomorrow. So
fix it, mister.
All right. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Treasure Hunting Amusement Park. We give you all the info on these treasure hunts, the little ones, the big ones, and everything in between. We will still do updates on the Forrest Fenn Treasure Found if anything comes out. K-Pro's always got the info. We're going to do it on these other treasure hunts. If chapter 4 is not solved, I'm going to give it another month. We got to do a live show on it. Maybe it's going to take everybody in order to solve this thing. But something tells me it's going to have to be solved soon because they've given out not one, but 2 different hints now. So, yeah. Yeah, there it is, everybody. Merry Christmas. I'm sure we'll see you before Friday of next week, Christmas Day. And I get that in writing. That's right, Tony. Get it all in writing.
Everybody's laughing on the obey. I don't know what you guys mean. You love, honor, and obey as a wife. That is what you do. And that is my commitment. And that is I'm going to be promising to God for life to love, honor, and obey. And obey is going to be in there. And I am writing. Mike and I have decided to write our own wedding vows. You guys, if you want to see anything, it's going to be interesting. And actually, the minister has asked for them. He wants to make sure they're appropriate.
Craig Carter, yeah, 2 hints. Come on, Craig, catch up. All right. Everybody's asking the great U.S. treasure hunt questions, and that's okay because he can decide what he wants to answer and what he doesn't. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it, everybody. We will have more details. January 15th is when we're really going to finalize everything for the wedding World Series of Fenn. And that's when we will kind of tell everybody what's up, but make your plans, get out here. This is going to be a party.
Yeah, that's funny. Listen to that for any of the females in the room. January 15th, because, the wedding's on the 29th. That gives us 2 weeks. We're good, right?
Yeah, it's fine. No problem. I'll do it in jeans if I have to. So Craig Carter says, what's the second hint? Second hint is that they did, in fact, confirm the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, that you do use both the one-hit wonders, song title, and artist name, right? That's how I read the hint. Again,
Yeah, I was going to
Own
say it's
opinion.
worded a little bit different. I agree with your.
yes, is what he
Yeah.
said. Yes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
to me, that is a separate hint. Use the one-hit wonders, but just my opinion. So, okay. All right, everybody, we could go all night if we wanted to. Jack, congratulations again. I don't like it, but I don't have to like it. So congrats. I hope you sell it. I hope you make a bunch of money. And I hope the person who buys it shows everybody in the world what was there. All right. Anything else, K-Pro?
I got nothing. Love, honor, and obey is where I stop because
That's right.
I think I lost the room there. I don't know what you people mean. Very nice person. You guys just don't. You guys don't get me. Mike does. Mike totally believes it. Yeah.
We'll
But
see you
Jack,
next time, everybody.
congrats, Jack.
Yeah, congratulations. Okay, we'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you thumbs up. Go watch our other